Everyone blames their metabolism, whether it's a broken metabolism, a slow metabolism, or the metabolism I got from my mom. But here's what the research actually shows. Your metabolism isn't a fixed thing that you're stuck with. It's not like you're born that way. Instead, it's a dynamic system that responds directly to how you treat it, what you're doing or what you're not doing on a daily basis. And if your metabolism isn't working exactly like you want it to, it's most likely due to very specific and very reversible things that you've been doing for years without even noticing or realizing the damage that it's been causing. This is the most comprehensive video I've made on the subject of metabolisms. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to cover what the metabolism is, how it works, what damages it, how to repair it, and the step-by-step process that I use with hundreds of clients to get the metabolism boosted and running like it should. Most people have spent years in a cycle of restriction, weight loss, regaining that weight, then losing it again, regaining it, in that vicious cycle that just keeps repeating. Every cycle leaves the metabolism a little more damaged, a little less responsive, and a little harder to work with, not to mention just slower. But understanding why it happens and how to reverse it can change everything. If you're new here, hi, I'm Perry, a weight loss and body transformation coach and trainer with 10 years experience. I've helped hundreds of clients repair their metabolism so they can not only lose weight and shed fat naturally, but also be able to build muscle and eat more food without gaining weight. I've done it myself too. I've lost 37 pounds naturally and become the fittest I've ever been at 38 years old. Today, we're going to cover metabolisms in 4 sections: what your metabolism is, what damages it, what repairs it, and the complete step-by-step protocol for a full metabolic reset. Section 1. What your metabolism is and what it is not. Before you fix something, you need to first understand what it is. And most people throw the word metabolism around and have no idea what they're talking about. Here's what your metabolism is, and stick with me because it gets a little scientific here. Your metabolism is the sum total of all chemical processes in your body used to convert food into energy. It includes everything from breathing to circulation to digestion to hormone production and cellular repair. It's usually measured by your total daily energy expenditure, your TDEE. This is how many calories your body burns each day. There are 4 components of your TDEE. 1. Your basal metabolic rate, also known as your BMR. This is the total number of calories your body burns per day just to keep you alive, which is usually about 60 to 70% of your total TDE, so it's pretty high. 2. Thermic effect of food, your TEF. This is how many calories it takes to digest and process the food you eat, which is typically around 10% of your total TDEE. 3. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis, also known as your NEAT. This includes everything outside of structured workouts. So think chores, light walking, doing things around the house, folding laundry, that kind of thing. Lastly, there's exercise activity thermogenesis, also known as EAT. This is your structured workout, and honestly, it's the smallest portion of your TDE, and most people think that's the biggest one. Here's why this breakdown matters. Most people think that their workout is what's going to help them lose weight, shed fat, and tone. But as you just learned, your actual workout, that structured hour that you're moving, is the smallest portion of your overall total calorie burn. Your BMR and NEAT account for 70 to 85% of your total TDEE. Building muscle raises your BMR, and when you increase your NEAT, you're automatically going to be burning more calories throughout the day. So these 2 levers alone, aka your BMR plus your NEAT, produces way more calorie burn throughout the day than everything else combined. More cardio is almost never the answer to a slow metabolism. Building more muscle and moving more throughout the day are. And those are completely different strategies compared to what most people are doing to try to boost their metabolism. Now that you understand what a metabolism is, let's talk about what damages it, because this is where most people's pain point starts. Section 2. What damages your metabolism and why it happens. Metabolic damage doesn't happen overnight. Instead, it usually happens throughout the course of a few years, doing the things that most weight loss protocols and diets actually promote, which puts you in a bad spot. Instead, it accumulates over the course of a few years through specific actions and decisions, most of which the diet industry and weight loss industry promotes. Cause number 1. Chronic calorie restriction. When you consistently eat below your body's natural energy levels, your metabolism down regulates to try to match it. Here's what happens in the body. Your thyroid down regulates, which reduces the rate at which your body can produce food into energy. Your body reduces NEAT, which means you move less without even really noticing. Muscle tissue is broken down for fuel because of the calorie restriction, which reduces your BMR over time. Leptin levels drops, which reduces your metabolism even further, and it makes you hungrier over time. What's worse is the longer this goes on and the more severe the restriction, that adaptation is just going to be even more pronounced. This is called adaptive thermogenesis, and it's the reason why you can be eating 12 to 1500 calories and still not able to lose weight. This is where a lot of people feel stuck or like their body is broken no matter how low they set their calories. The good news is we can fix it, and it's exactly what we do inside my custom program called Body Transformation Blueprint, where we work to boost the metabolism so you can burn more calories and eat more food while still being on your path to feeling lighter, leaner, healthier, stronger. Cause 2, muscle loss. This is the most significant and the most lasting form of metabolic damage, and it's also why these GLP-1s are so concerning. Here's why muscle matters so much for metabolism. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns about 6 calories per pound per day just by existing. In comparison, fat tissue only burns about 2 calories per pound per day. This difference compounds significantly over the course of the entire body. For example, a woman with 10 more pounds of muscle is going to burn significantly more calories at rest than someone of the same weight. Most traditional diets and cardio-heavy activity actually breaks the muscle tissue down further, which slows your metabolism down even more. Cause 3, chronic stress and poor sleep. Both chronic stress and poor sleep elevate cortisol levels, and chronically elevated cortisol levels damages the metabolism further over time. Here's what chronic cortisol elevation does. Promotes fat storage, particularly visceral fat around the midsection. Breaks down muscle tissue for glucose, a process known as gluconeogenesis. Suppresses thyroid function. Disrupts insulin sensitivity, meaning carbohydrates are more likely to be stored as body fat. Creates a hormonal environment that makes fat loss resistant to any other protocols. Cause 4, yo-yo dieting. The yo-yo dieting cycle of constantly losing weight, regaining it, losing and regaining again, that's going to leave your body in a way more severe state than when you first started. Here's what compounding metabolic damage looks like. Restricting calories or over-exercising to lose weight, yeah, you might shed some body fat, but probably lose a little bit of muscle too. Then returning to normal eating, which can cause some weight gain, usually in the form of body fat, not muscle. People tend to repeat this cycle over and over again, but each time with more body fat and less muscle mass. After several cycles of this, the body's maintenance calorie levels is significantly lower than before, and not only that, body composition is worse. We have higher body fat percentage and less muscle mass. The diet didn't just fail to work, it gave you an even worse body composition and a slower metabolism overall, and people are usually not able to enjoy as much food. This isn't bad luck or genetics, and no, you're not stuck that way either. This is a predictable mathematic outcome of a strategy that prioritizes weight loss over fat loss and muscle retention or muscle growth. This is also why GLP-1s may not be the best solution for you if you want to keep your metabolism high, your muscle mass high, and decrease body fat. Now you understand what damages the metabolism. In the next section, we're going to cover how to repair it. Section 3, what repairs your metabolism? Metabolic repair is not complicated, but it does require people to do the exact opposite of what you're probably thinking and what you're probably comfortable with. Repair strategy 1, eat more food. And strategically, the first step in metabolic repair is to slowly increase food over the course of time to tell the body that you're safe and that it's time to upregulate. Here's what that looks like. Calories increase slowly, typically anywhere from 50 to 150 calories per week. This prevents rapid fat gain and allows the metabolism to adjust upward over time. This process continues until maintenance calories are reached, which is typically anywhere from 2,300 to 2,800 calories as an average female. At this new intake level, the metabolism is adapting and operating at a way higher level. And it's actually more fun because you get to enjoy more food while maintaining your body and building more muscle. And while the scale may not move much in this phase, many people experience reduced body fat overall because they're churning and burning their metabolism as they get to enjoy more food. Here are the signs the metabolism is repairing. Energy and sleep improves. Digestion becomes more regular. Strength in the gym increases. Body temperature normalizes, so you may not feel as cold as often. And if you had any hair loss, that starts to improve as well. Repair strategy 2, build muscle through progressive overload. This is the single most important and most powerful tool a person can do to permanently increase their basal metabolic rate. And remember, that's the biggest portion of your total TDEE. So this really matters. Here's why progressive overload training is a must. Random workouts or light exercises, including fitness classes, does not create enough mechanical tension and enough stimulus to create muscle growth. More likely than not, you might just be maintaining what you already have, not growing it. And if you are doing heavy strength training, we also need to ensure that proper form, tempo, and intensity are there, as well as mind to muscle connection. By following a progressive overload training program where you're doing the same exercises every week and increasing the reps and or increasing the weight every single time ensures that you're actually building muscle versus just maintaining what you already have. And remember, each pound of muscle that you gain or that you build means that you're burning 6 extra calories per pound of muscle per day, which compounds exponentially over the course of months and even years. Over the course of a full transformation, a client can gain anywhere from 5 to 12 pounds of muscle mass, which exponentially increases their calorie burn per day, somewhere between 30 to 60 or even more. And that just keeps compounding over months and years. But we can't just lift heavy weights and call it a day. We need a proper nutritional strategy as well. Here's what that looks like. Adequate total calorie intake. And I hate to say it, but 1,500 calories a day is not going to build muscle. Protein at 30 or more grams per meal. And you might want to add some in a little snack too. Sufficient carbohydrates to both fuel training and recovery. And this is why low-carb diets are not the answer. We need carbs to build muscle and increase your metabolism. And as you can see, this is usually the exact opposite of what most people do to lose weight and shed fat. Repair strategy 3, prioritize sleep and stress management. This is not a lifestyle recommendation or a nice to have. This is crucial to boosting your metabolism. Here's what you can do to hone in on these 2 factors. 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night minimum. Now, I know this might be harder for parents with young kids, but try to do your best. Cortisol management throughout the day, which could include walking, exercise, nervous system regulation tactics like meditation, or even just sitting outside without a screen in your face for 5 minutes. Limiting alcohol, which both disrupts sleep and can create hormonal imbalances. Repair strategy 4, increase NEAT before increasing other formal exercises. Most people who are trying to actively repair their metabolism think that adding more workouts or more cardio is going to help them do that, but it can actually have the opposite effect. Instead, we want to increase activity outside of the gym, and here's why this matters most. High volume cardio on an already damaged metabolism increases your cortisol levels, which can reduce your muscle mass over time. Increasing your daily steps and just how much you're moving in general helps to increase how many calories you're burning over the course of the day without adding additional stress on your system. A consistent 6 to 10,000 steps per day in this phase creates amazing metabolic benefits for your body without the psychological damage or the muscle mass loss. Lastly, structured cardio can and will most likely be added later on, but only after the metabolism is in a better place. Adding more cardio or more workouts or less food to an already damaged metabolism is like pressing the gas pedal down when your engine is already overheated. We have to fix the engine first, then we can press the gas pedal. That's why it's important to prime and prep your body before going into fat loss mode. Now that you understand how to repair the metabolism, let's put it all together in the same step-by-step process that I coach my clients through every day. If you're realizing your metabolism has been damaged from years of yo-yo dieting, restriction, and maybe even over exercise, hit subscribe. I post videos every single week teaching you how to boost your metabolism, how to build muscle, and how to shed fat naturally without going to extremes. Now let's keep going. Section 4, the complete metabolic reset protocol. This is the full step-by-step approach I use with every single client before we go into weight loss mode. Phase duration is about 8 to 12 weeks minimum, and it could be more depending on how damaged the metabolism is and how much muscle the client already has. Step 1, establish your starting point. Before changing anything, you need to know where you're actually starting from. Here's what to assess. Current daily calorie intake. Track honestly for 5 to 7 days to get the average. Current protein intake per meal. Current step count average over the course of 5 to 7 days. Current training volume and intensity, energy levels, sleep quality, digestion, and hunger patterns, and any signs of metabolic adaptation listed in Section 2. Step 2, set initial targets. Based on your starting point assessment, here's what to do next as it relates to calories. If you're currently eating below 1500s, increase calories by about 100 per week. If you're sitting at around 1500 to 1800 calories as a female, increase by about 75 per week. The target maintenance range for women is typically 2300 to 2800 for most active women. Move towards that range gradually over the course of 8 to 12 weeks until your metabolism is in a better baseline spot. Here's what to do with protein. Set a target of 30 or more per meal immediately. This is one area where it's not a gradual increase. You can hop right to it. High protein is going to protect your muscle and kickstart the process of metabolic repair starting at day 1. With steps, start at your current average and raise by about 500 steps or so per week until you reach 6,000 to 10,000 steps for your daily average. Step 3. Begin progressive overload style training. Here's what training structure should look like during this phase. 3 to 4 strength training workouts where you do progressive overload. And if you're a fitness class girly, I hate to tell you this, but even the strength training classes are not ideal for repairing your metabolism or boosting muscle mass. Instead, we need progressive overload style training where you're focusing on compound movements like bench press, hip thrust, RDLs, that kind of thing, tracking weights, tracking reps every week, and beating your score from the week prior. This ensures that your muscle is building and growing rather than just maintaining. Cardio should be kept to a minimum in this phase. Think about 45 to 60 minutes a week. And if you can avoid running and do more low impact cardio like zone 2 incline walking, Stairmaster, elliptical, that's going to be better for muscle production as well. Step 4. Monitor and adjust weekly. Here's what to track each week during the metabolic reset phase. Your body weight and daily. Don't just look at one day. Look at the overall trend over the course of 2 weeks. Weekly progress photos. That means the same outfit, same angles, same lighting, so you can assess how your body composition is changing. Because progress photos are going to tell us way more than just the scale. Strength in the gym. Are you lifting more each week, or are you just maintaining the same dumbbells you picked up last week? We want to grow the muscle here. So those last 2 reps should feel impossible. We are training to failure so we can build muscle, not just maintain what you have. Take note of your energy, sleep quality, digestion, and stress management. And lastly, notice how your clothes fit, because I guarantee in this phase, as you build muscle and boost your metabolism, as well as move more and just take better care of yourself in general, I bet your clothes are going to start fitting differently and in a good way. Here's what the data tells you. If the scale goes up slightly, but your energy and strength are increasing, stay the course. This is a good sign that metabolic repair is happening. If the scale is going up significantly with no change to your energy or your strength, you may have been increasing calories too quickly. You might want to slow it down and may want to take about 16 weeks in this phase instead. The best thing to do to course correct is to hold off for 1 or 2 weeks before increasing your calories again. If the scale is going up with decreased energy and decreased strength, you may want to take a look at sleep and stress management. Start there before increasing food anymore. Step 5. Recognize when the metabolic reset phase is complete. Here are some signs your metabolism is ready for fat loss. Energy is consistent and strong throughout the day. Strength is increasing week after week in your workouts. Digestion is regular and comfortable. Hunger is stable and manageable at your current calorie intake. And remember, this should be 23 to 2,800 calories for most women. You have been at or near your target maintenance calories for at least 3 to 4 weeks. Lastly, your sleep quality is good. This is a good sign. If all things check out, here's what happens next. Move into a moderate fat loss phase with a deficit of about 3 to 500 calories less than your maintenance calories. Because the metabolic rate is now significantly higher than what it was before, a 300 to 500 calorie deficit may feel like a vacation to you. Like you get to eat more food while losing weight and shedding body fat, maintaining muscle mass, and that deficit may not even feel like that hard. This means that a fat loss phase is dramatically more effective, easier to adhere to, and more fun to eat in than if you weren't doing a metabolic reset phase first ahead of fat loss. And this is why priming and prepping your metabolism first before you go into fat loss mode is so key. At the end of the day, the people who do a metabolic reset phase first and who prime and prep their metabolism first find it way easier and more effective and are happier when they do fat loss phase later on. The hunger is manageable, the muscle stays put, you're able to enjoy more food, and the results are better. This is what a fat loss phase is supposed to look like when your metabolism is operating like it should. A client came to me eating 1,100 calories. She was trying to calorie deficit, counting her macros, and she could not seem to lose weight after having baby number 3, even though she was eating 1,100 calories. We spent 10 weeks increasing her food to 2,600 calories as a 4'11 woman who is 37 years old. She was eating 2,600 calories. We repaired her metabolism while also building more muscle, and she lost 15 pounds during this phase. We then proceeded to put her into a fat loss phase after about 10 weeks, where she lost even more. She ended up losing 22 pounds naturally with me, all because we primed and prepped her metabolism first before going into fat loss mode. Boosting her metabolism made all the difference. Here are some common questions about a metabolic reset phase. Won't I gain weight if I increase my calories? The answer is maybe. Some scale movement is normal as glycogen refills. This means that the muscle is filling up with water, and if you're building muscle, it might be okay to gain a couple of pounds here. Try to remember it's not body fat. When you take a progressive, slow approach to increasing calories while also taking note of other things like quality sleep, stress management, walking, you're more likely than not building muscle if you see weight gain. This is also why taking photos can be way more telling than just looking at the scale. Take note of how your clothes are fitting and how your overall body composition is changing. How do I know if I need an actual reset or if I can just go into losing body fat? If you've been in a calorie deficit for 8 to 12 weeks already, or if you're eating under 16 or 1,500 calories a day, or if you have more than 2 of the metabolic adaptations listed in section 2, you need to do a reset and prime and prep your body before a fat loss phase. What if I don't have 10 to 12 weeks to do a reset before I see results? I know everyone wants fast results, especially ahead of a trip or a special event. But the metabolic reset phase produces the results you want regardless of the timeline. We're talking improved energy and digestion, better sleep, more movement throughout the day, boosting your metabolism, building more muscle, and all of that leads to body fat reduction even if the scale isn't moving. The reset is not a waste of time. It is crucial to your success regardless of the timeline. It's just a different kind of transformation that focuses on the tried and true and the lasting effects that are going to set your body up for success long term. Your metabolism isn't broken, it's not damaged forever, and no, it's not something you're stuck with because of your genetics or your age. But it is something that you should take seriously, especially if you want to increase your metabolism, build more muscle, and be able to lose weight, shed fat, and tone while also being able to eat more of the foods you love. Overall, the habits, your lifestyle, and the protocols that you're following on a daily basis can either be damaging it further or boosting your metabolism so you're able to lose weight and shed fat while enjoying more food. Now you know what damages your metabolism, how to repair it, and the step by step process I use with hundreds of clients and myself so that you can enjoy more food, build more muscle, and reach your weight loss and fat loss goals at the same time. The metabolic reset phase is not the most glamorous and it's not the shiny object fat loss phase everyone gets excited about, but it is the most important and crucial phase in setting your body up for success and being able to maintain your results long term. If you're watching this and you realize that your metabolism has been damaged for far too long, and you know that you could benefit from a custom strategic approach to boosting your metabolism, this is exactly what I do inside my custom program called Body Transformation Blueprint. The link to book a free video consultation is in the description below. Now that you understand what your metabolism is, how it works, what damages it, and how to repair it, you're probably wondering what you can do on a daily basis to keep it running smoothly. I made a video walking through the 7 daily non-negotiables that I use for both myself and my clients to maintain a leaner, tighter, lighter, and stronger figure year-round. That's linked on your screen right now. Click it to watch it next.